The ensuing analysis of prejudice in society examines early Western genre with some sobriety. Stagecoach is a story that results from this illusion, framed by the ignorance of white institutions. Cowboys, Indians, and every six-shooter between create an ideology of how the world was seen. The world was painted white through the eyes of a male. The Western was a genre that smeared a racist tale. Heroic portrayals of self-sacrificing men create levels of myth on whom, why, and when. Rejecting differences, only pain does that bring. Forget that women, blacks, and gays did the same thing. Depicting other cultures with a lack of context create a set of values of a Western conquest, devaluing the meaning behind others' interests. Why was the colored man always constantly aggressed? Why were the broken treaties always never addressed? Why crucify a culture that's so different from the rest? Deem savage behavior by those that oppress, proposing human worth by the way that one is dressed. Ringo the cowboy hero stood for a prostitute, heroic in his nature but perspective was minute, disregarding class but views on Indians were met, seen as violent in their nature, always spiteful and upset. The Mexican man was a chance for something right, seen as the husband of a lovely Apache wife, but when she steals a horse and came off as sleazy, he says that he can get another wife easy. Faceless creatures when they finally attack, no motive dialogue, just war paint on their back, attacking the innocent, those we come to know, no remorse as a savage pulls the war from the bow. The fact that aboriginals were painted with this light embellished on the bigotry of European sight. Sure, there were scary people past the open sea, but the discriminated population is like Synecdoche. Ford's mythical America is not to blame for this. A world without diversity is something that's amiss. All the suffering caused by inherent prejudice, projecting what's projected due to great lack of wit, establishing a norm of white superiority. No other story mattered. Reject the minority. Archetype of good is always given to authority, while native perspective always lacked much priority. Misunderstanding of the past is a setting plagued with fear. Cultures broken down while the white men would cheer. Killing heritage and reforming children's gears. Despise what's unknown, the mind of a pioneer. 7th generation reverts these crimes, an anti-Western that fills the gaps in time, recentering the image of the indigenous presence, oppositionally gazing to restore the balance. The pain of Edwin's family was intergenerational, lack of heritage left him unsensational. The Western took advantage by isolating his culture, detaching bonds slowly like the prodding of a vulture. The situation of the present is a product of the past. Dreams of happiness were always sure to never last. Constant contrast from who they are and who they could be. Stop them moving forward cause the pain is what they can see. Try to reconnect at times to stop their life from ending. About to snap cause every day they keep feeling the bending. Think of tragedies that indirectly stole their bliss, filling in the void as they slowly reminisce. To establish a future they must reframe their past, to create identities that are sure to last. A voice taken away so long ago. Anti-Western places spotlights on their sorrow, cause the darker pigment, the less doors open. Blame them for their position when the system was broken. The cycle of hate is more than 7 generations, devaluing those who were black, brown, and Asian. The world's going to paper, but it's clear that's an assumption. Change is a process that involves some reconstruction. This cancerous treatment surely drove many insane. The past is gone, perspective now all that we can refrain. To say the struggle's over is simply a temptation. Did you know there was a reform school within our generation? 1996 we could finally free that nation, so the wound's still wet when we commit appropriation. Time's a remedy that heals just like Edwin Stone. Some let go of animosity and find their path alone. Help those suffering escape from liminal spaces. Enough of judging others by the color of their faces. The Western was a culture that's become revisionist. In regards to racism, the genres moved away from it. The historic metafiction lacked verisimilitude. The real Western progression is the change of attitude.